Ali loved exploring hidden corners. One day he stumbled upon a dusty old bookstore. It smelled of aged paper and forgotten stories. He wandered through rows of books, their spines cracked with time. There, tucked away on a high shelf, was a book unlike any other. It glowed with a faint inner light. The book was bound in dark leather, its pages thin and crisp. Intrigued, Ali reached out and took the book off the shelf. As soon as his fingers touched the cover, a jolt of energy pulsed through him. He felt a strange sense of possibility, as if the book held secrets waiting to be unlocked. Little did Ali know, his life was about to change forever. Opening the book, Ali discovered it was blank. He pulled out a pen, his heart pounding with nervous excitement. What would he wish for? The answer came easily: wealth beyond imagination. Carefully, he wrote down his wish: a mountain of gold, sparkling and bright. As soon as he finished writing, the book grew warm in his hands. He closed his eyes, feeling a surge of exhilaration mixed with trepidation. When he opened his eyes, he was no longer in the bookstore. Instead, he found himself surrounded by a dazzling pile of gold coins. His wish had come true. Ali's life changed overnight. He bought a grand mansion with sprawling gardens and towering fountains. Servants catered to his every whim, bringing him delicacies on silver platters. He wore fine clothes and traveled the world in luxurious style. Yet, something felt amiss. The mansion, though beautiful, felt strangely hollow. The laughter of his friends, once a constant presence, was gone. His family seemed distant, their visits infrequent and strained. Ali found himself surrounded by opulence but starved for genuine connection. His days, once filled with laughter and adventure, now stretched before him empty and meaningless. He threw lavish parties, inviting the wealthiest and most influential people he could find. Music filled the grand halls of his mansion, and laughter echoed, though it felt hollow, off the high ceilings. But even amidst the revelry, Ali felt a profound sense of isolation. The people around him were not true friends. They were drawn to his wealth, not to him. Their smiles felt fake, their compliments insincere. He realized with a pang of sadness that money could buy him everything except genuine companionship. The joy he had once found in simple things, a shared joke, a heartfelt conversation, seemed lost and irretrievable. One evening, as he sat alone in his opulent dining room, a chilling realization washed over him. The book, with its promise of granted wishes, had come at a terrible price. It had stripped him of everything he held dear: his friends, his family, his happiness. He looked at his reflection in the polished silver of his dinner plate. The face staring back at him was that of a stranger, someone lost and alone. Desperation clawed at him. He had to find a way to undo what he had done. He raced to the room where he kept the book locked away, his heart pounding in his chest. As he reached for the book, his hand trembled. The book, once glowing with a warm light, now pulsed with an unsettling heat. Gazing at the book, Ali was struck by a painful memory. He remembered the warmth of his mother's embrace, the camaraderie of his friends, the simple joys of his old life. These were the things that truly mattered, not the cold, empty trappings of wealth. A flicker of hope sparked within him. He realized the book held no power over him unless he let it. True happiness, he now understood, came not from material possessions but from love, friendship, and the satisfaction of a life well lived. He had made a terrible mistake, but perhaps it wasn't too late to set things right. He had one wish left, and this time he was determined to choose wisely. Clutching the book, Ali closed his eyes and focused. He wished with all his heart for the book and its magic to disappear from his life forever. He yearned for a chance to rebuild the life he had foolishly thrown away. The book throbbed in his hands, hotter than ever before. Then, with a blinding flash of light, it burst into flames. Ali watched as the book, the source of his joy and his sorrow, crumbled into ashes before him. When the light faded, he found himself back in his old life. His surroundings were humble, his clothes simple, but his heart felt lighter than it had in a long time. He rushed to find his friends, eager to share stories and laughter once more. To his relief, they welcomed him back with open arms. Their easy camaraderie, once taken for granted, was now a treasure more precious than gold. He spent time with his family, rediscovering the deep bonds of love that connected them. He found joy in simple things: a shared meal, a walk in the park, the warmth of the sun on his face. Life wasn't perfect, but it was real. And for Ali, that was more than enough. He had learned a valuable lesson, one he would carry with him always. True happiness was not something to be wished for, it was something to be earned. As the years passed, Ali built a life filled with purpose and meaning. He worked hard, found love, and raised a family of his own. And though he never forgot the magical book and the lessons it taught him, he never again sought shortcuts to happiness. He shared his story with his children and grandchildren, teaching them the importance of hard work, integrity, and the enduring power of love. He wanted them to understand that true wealth lay not in material possessions, but in the richness of their relationships and the legacy of kindness they left behind. Ali lived a long and happy life, his heart full of gratitude for the second chance he had been given. He had learned the hard way that some things are far more valuable than any wish could ever grant.